Hey everyone, this is Ross and I'm at the Fighting Fish tank, and this is kind of a request vid for Mr. Terrence 1992, and I just want to give you a little update on it. It looks really bad at the minute, I know that. I'm going to do a water change tonight and I'm going to clean out all the algae and clean the glass and stuff, and I might do an update for you. But yeah, the water level's really low. This is what it drops down to in a week and a half, because I haven't done a water change on this in a week and a half. I'm kind of lazy with this tank, because I'm not too bothered by the appearance, but yeah, this hair algae's kind of taken over, but it's only taken over the bits where it gets a lot of sunlight. And I've got a piece of paper up in the back there, and that shades the tank to this point, all the way across the tank. If you'll notice in the back, I've got Java moss there, and all plants, and all of those seem to be doing fine. And they're not covered by algae at all. Now if you come down here on the front, you'll see all of this is covered by algae. I've attempted to kind of pull this out on the last water change and the water change before. And I did pull out most of it, but it's just regrown back. So I'm considering just throwing out the Java moss. Well, the Java moss here anyways. I'm going to leave the Java moss in the back and the Java moss over there, because that's actually doing quite well. And these jungle val are doing great. That's partly down to the fact that they grow really quick and it doesn't actually give algae a chance to grow on them. But yeah, that's the shaded region of the tank along the back, and all the plants are doing great back there. So yeah, I think I'm just going to throw this Java moss out down here. It's been nothing but a pain. And yeah, it's kind of been overtook by algae. But within a few days of putting the auto catfish in there, they have been doing the bit. You notice in the back of the tank there by the heater, on that side of the glass and on that side of the glass, it's perfectly clean. Now if you go back to my last video of this tank, that corner there was covered in green algae and it was horrible and it just looked really bad. But the autos have done a great job of that corner of the tank. I mean, that is really, really clean. They like spent 2 or 3 days just kind of eating all the algae on that side, and then now they've kind of moved to this side of the tank to clean the algae. So yeah, they've been doing a great job of cleaning the glass. Someone mentioned in my last vid that they don't eat this hair algae. I realised that shortly after I put them in. They just didn't touch it. So yeah, I'm just gonna throw these out because they've been nothing but trouble. And I'm not too bothered by the appearance of this tank. The auto catfish in general have been doing really fine with the fighting fish. He hasn't been too aggressive towards them. When I first put them in, he was relatively aggressive. He came up to them, he flared at them, and he kind of chased them around a bit. And I watched him for half an hour with him just to make sure he wasn't gonna like kill them or eat them. And yeah, he was showing interest in them, but he wasn't really harming them. So I left him after that half an hour. I went back in another half an hour, and there was a head of an auto catfish sticking out of his mouth. So yeah, so he was actually trying to eat one, but then when I walked up the glass, he spat it out. And if he had still tried to eat it, I don't think the head could actually get past his mouth, because fighting fish's mouths are so small, and those auto catfish are too big to get in his mouth. So yeah, he spat it out, and there's no damage to the catfish. And I think he's learnt his lesson, and he doesn't really bother them anymore. He stays away from them, they stay away from him, and they just keep themselves to themselves. He hasn't tried to eat them, and he doesn't flare at them anymore. When he swims past them, he'll just swim straight past them. He won't look at them, he won't show interest. He's kind of accepted them now, so there shouldn't be any more problems with that. So they're all doing fine. They're cleaning the glass, but it's just this hair algae I've got to tackle. And actually they've been cleaning the side of the glass too, which is quite good. So they're great at cleaning glass. If you want something that cleans your glass, get auto catfish, because they are amazing. So yeah, I'm just going to remove some of this moss, because it's just overtaken. And yeah, the jungle val is looking okay. Mr. Terrence 1992 requested the other day do a vid of my fish eating something other than a potato. And the fact is, my fish don't actually eat anything else than potatoes, any other vegetables. I heard that auto catfish like eat cucumber. So what I've done, I just got like a paper clip and I bent it around the kind of side of the tank. I just stuck a piece of cucumber on there, like that. And so yeah, I just hang it in the tank. As you can see, there it is. And the auto catfish haven't even touched it. So yeah, my fish don't eat any other vegetable than potatoes. I suppose if I put it in there every day and kind of made it a routine, then they'd probably get into the swing of things and start eating it. But they haven't been shown any interest in it, so yeah, it's kind of a waste of time. My fish only eat potatoes. I blanched this, I boiled it in the pan. But yeah, they just haven't touched it, so just stick the potatoes. I think they like how soft potatoes are, and they might like the taste. I know for a fact that snails like to eat cucumber. Ramshorn snails, pond snails, they love cucumber and lettuce. But none of my fish actually eat cucumber. Quick update on the water lilies. I've got 2 lily pads there, and there's a third one, so I've got 3 lily pads now. So yeah, they should be overtaking this tank soon. And I don't know if you know this, but water lilies are actually one of the best cleaners you can have for an aquarium. They absorb loads of nutrients, and actually I think they grow at night times. Because what will happen is, when a leaf's coming up, it'll be like that far from touching the surface, and when I wake up in the next morning, it'll be right at the surface. So I think they actually grow at the night time. So it's a cool plant to put in a fish tank. Haven't seen many people do it, but I definitely recommend putting a water lily or 2 in. And they look very attractive too, so I'm hoping for a flower on this someday. Yeah, so now I'll just be cleaning this tank and I'll probably do an update. This stickleback tank, it's looking a bit cloudy with algae. Actually yesterday it was crystal clear. When I set it up it was crystal clear all the way to yesterday, and I think yesterday it just got a bit too much sunlight. So yeah, it's a bit cloudy, and I've decided not to put sticklebacks in here. Because it hasn't got a filter, it's only got this power head. And even though sticklebacks are extremely hardy, I don't want to put fish in. It's not really fair on them. I'd rather leave them in the natural environment. But just the other day I noticed I had a lot of ramshorn snails in my pond. So I was thinking about just using this tank as a tank for breeding snails. I previously had a tank here. It was a 10 litre, about half the size of this, about that size. And I put 1 ramshorn snail in. And ramshorn snails are hermaphrodites. So it bred by itself and it laid like 20 something eggs in like a few days. And then those hatched within a week, and I had like 20 snails, 20 baby snails. And it took a few weeks for those to grow up. Once they grew up, I actually sold them on eBay and I got some money for them. So you can sell probably 1 ramshorn snail for 20 to 50 pence, so 20 or 50 cents. So yeah, you can sell ramshorn snails. What people often do is sell 10 for a pound or 10 for $1. So I might get into the ramshorn snail business, because they're kind of pests, but some people like them. So I'm just gonna throw a few snails in here and see what happens. Because they don't need clean water, they actually love algae, they love to eat algae, so yeah, why not? I'll give it a go, see what happens. Right, so that was just an update on my 2 tanks, and kind of a request from Mr. Terrence 1992. Alright, so if you like this vid, give it a comment, like it, and subscribe. Bye.